All right, guys, let's get this show on the road. Welcome to another edition of the Adjust the Mic podcast.
Hello, hello.
With this,
I'm here.
Here we are. We're back.
Sorry.
With us this evening is Colleen.
Hi.
Thad.
Hello.
And Scott.
Sorry, the sun was in my eyes. I was trying to adjust it before we started, and then I just
almost
the whole thing.
almost paused, but I'm like, no.
No, you got to go with it.
I got to watch this. I wanted to see how long it was going to take.
Did you see the panic set in my eyes?
What do they call those blinds?
There's three attached. That was like bifolds, but those are like trifolds.
They're called some kind of blind, or it's got a term.
I don't know.
And
barnyard shutters.
They kind of fold up, and they can be a little touchy.
Accordion.
Yeah, and they can be a little touchy, so you really got to be careful. Otherwise, they just psh, and what she's doing is there's a little line that throws one shade of sun towards her eye. And what did we just have this past weekend?
Time change.
So when you guys were coming over, it was already dark.
Yes.
So we had none of this to worry about. So now we're in the new studio, and Colleen is the first.
We got to fix this for next time.
You're the first one. Remember we used to,
let's put foil on the windows. I've seen people do that. I think it's pretty classy.
What did we used to do? Remember we put that tape on the window?
Oh, yeah.
Before when we were sitting down?
Yes.
It's the same thing.
It's been a long time.
Cool window.
Yeah, I love them. Open them up during the day when you want the sun in, when you want it out. Boom. So how's everybody doing?
Super good.
Yeah?
Much better.
Colleen, you've been like super sick and you're still like coughing like
it
a
was
man.
the worst.
You like, guys, like we were a little jiving up and talking before the show. And you're like, we're not recording yet, right? Stop the show. Well, if you're coughing like a man.
Like,
and I'm like, that's what you're supposed to do when you're sick.
These
Get
are
it
like,
all out. You showed us. I wanted to call you Placenta Pam.
Oh my God.
Just because of that. Like, you know, when you're sick, you have to get that stuff out.
Yes.
It is what it is. And that was like, that is.
Okay, so this is what happened.
That was something.
Like, we're leaving Disney, driving down the road. I go to blow my nose, and I swear to God, it felt like when I see people have nose jobs and they pull that thing out of their nose right after surgery. It felt like that came flying out of my nose. And when I looked,
huge.
It was so big. I looked at Brian, I was like, I might need to go to the hospital. Like, is this a part of my brain? Like, what is this? It was hard. It was huge. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
But I was so fascinated by it at the same time. Like, I could not stop fucking with it. Like, I just kept like, I'm like, oh my God.
It's so disgusting. Like, all we've been dealing with is pollen. Like, pollen is in the air. Why is so much pollen in the air?
Because trees are in the air, Scott. No, it's the oaks and the cedars,
dude,
maybe.
It's everything.
But last week it was horrible, and this week everything's flushed out.
Like my pool, every day I'm sitting there just
a lot.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Thing of pollen from all the oak leaves, and all from all the oak trees around here.
I didn't even think of that.
So I'm composting it out back, and I'm just taking it out of the pool, and got this whole thing going. And it's got me sneezing. Like, I jumped in the pool this weekend 4 times on Saturday. It was hot out. It was like 80 something degrees. And that pollen though just makes, like, I go in the shower and just get it out, man. Or I get a neti pot.
That's the best.
A neti pot, get some distilled water and go to town.
I haven't been sick like this in a long time. Like constantly coughing and blowing my nose. I'm not kidding. And like I would cough
It's been
so
real bad
much.
this year too. I feel like
because you feel like it's right there and you're about to get it out, but no matter how hard you cough, nothing happens. But then you're blowing stuff out of your nose. It was crazy.
So I want to throw something to UT real quick.
Yeah.
Is and this is just maybe a perception that I've formed about you as a man.
All right.
You live in like the forest kind of, and being a tree person who lives amongst so many trees, and you've lived there for so long, like when I go there, like mosquitoes are like, "Hey, young blood, what's happening?" And they like tear me up. Him, I feel like he just frolics through it like it's no problem.
Do you get bit, or is it just like?
I feel like he doesn't. I never see him sneezing like with the allergies. Have you like bonded with nature and none of this affects you? Or please,
Probably. I remember me and my buddies spent so much time in the 80s in the woods, and we all got tired of spraying the DEET on our skin. And I just remember like there's some old pictures of Crane with his back, just somebody counted him, like the bites, and it was incredible. But yeah, once you just get bit so much, so much that you're acclimated, and what like one mosquito might bother somebody from like a city
like
somewhere.
me. Yeah,
But
I get it.
It takes a lot to bother me. You know?
Okay. I have like out back here at my house, I get a lot of mosquitoes as well. And if one or two are hitting me, okay, I can pop them and I'm fine. But when it gets to be a lot, it's annoying, man. And it keeps me in the house. And in Florida, it can be really bad. And you have to like I got Skin So Soft, that Avon.
Well, it works. Don't be embarrassed.
So good.
Everybody knows it.
My grandmother used to have that in the shower.
Always.
So when we went swimming, she always had this back door to the pool and to the shower, and there was always a big old bottle of that Avon Skits, and that was the only place I've ever seen that shit in anybody's, shower.
You never went in anybody else's grandma's shower?
No. But and to me, it was like heaven. Like I couldn't wait to go there to swimming and then go get that shit all over me. And then I'd come and she goes, "Did you use all my Avon?" Like that's for her shit.
That was a huge thing, the
it's
Avon
expensive.
stuff. My grandma was into it too, and it always smelled good. And it was
good.
like she seemed so fancy with it.
Yeah.
But yes, now it's like,
I had it on me last night outside. I was like kind of embarrassed about it. Like Laura, I was like, "Sorry, Laura."
can you believe that was a thing?
Sorry.
It was like, what's that other brand? Mary Kay? Where they go and sell makeup door to door? Like, how
Something like that.
crazy is that? People used to have to do that.
But
Yeah, that stuff is good for the mosquitoes.
but
Everybody
pollen
uses
and
it.
everything out. That's why it is what it is. Everybody's getting it, warm, except for Thad.
Do I think that
I think it's because he eats vitamins and minerals and probably doesn't have fast food ever.
though the mosquitoes sometimes they
Fast food.
Yeah, I live off fast food. I feel like he's got the immunity. They're like, your blood doesn't even smell sweet.
well, you
Meanwhile,
guys got bit by the ones that's immediate, like fire, almost like a mini wasp bite, compared to the one that swells up and you don't care.
Yeah.
yes.
Those heaters are not cool.
No, when they get you, like those fresh, pops.
weird.
They,
Yeah, and then they keep coming.
Well, and then what do you hear? You hear you're going to get Nile virus. You're going to get this. You're going to get Lyme disease.
Yeah.
You're going to get this. You're going to get this.
Not again.
And then you got the what are the bugs that get you?
The eastern cone-nosed bloodsucker,
The bloodsucker. What is it called?
the kissing beetle, right?
And what was the other word?
Sucker. I'll be like, sucker. Sucker.
Yeah.
Oh my
it's a
God.
swap. And you're right. There's all kind of
I'm on cold medicine. I'm all
Mixing
looped up.
up. And they're releasing mosquitoes, like maybe somewhere in South Florida, or releasing mosquitoes to do, I forget what, but they're releasing insect populations like on Hawaii as well. But it's
Yeah.
a dice roll.
Why?
Well, Florida's really bad for it anyway, because even when you read like old books and old stories of Florida, like we're like the perfect breeding conditions for mosquitoes.
Oh, for sure.
I heard some cows choked to death out there at Jungle Road back in the day.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
There's stories of them being eaten alive in packs by swarms of mosquitoes back in the 1800s.
I heard there was enough mosquitoes to carry the carcass away into a mountain cave.
I heard like one mosquito was as big as a car.
I heard that it had a brain of a human.
Yeah.
I'd like to get by now.
All right.
I think there was like a dinosaur version of a mosquito that like fought, like bit dinosaurs, and those things existed.
Hey, what about
We could say that and nobody could prove us wrong.
what about the stuff they spray in our swamps at the St. John's with the helicopter to get rid of the mosquitoes?
Then you get Swamp Thing.
Little pellets. Maybe it's nicotine, but it's pelletized. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Sometimes if enough people call mosquito control, they'll rally and they get a chopper doing like the deal out to the west.
Are you okay with that?
I think my uncle
with
used to do
mosquito
some of
stuff
that.
or no? Is that bad for like? I mean,
And I don't want the guy doing the bug spray truck coming near my.
Yeah, and they come down the street all the time.
That's I don't know if that's a vote on it thing or let's say something about it, but I don't know what's in it.
Like I don't know what's in it.
We all breathe.
does it really work?
I mean,
We're still getting bit.
it sucks. Mosquitoes suck.
Yeah.
And when it gets hot out, here they come, and you got to deal with them every. People say the foggers work the best.
That's Florida. I mean, but what can you really do against the swamps around here?
Well, see, like he'll make friends with them and like pets them and like names them and shit.
You know, it's wild. No mosquitoes at Disney. Ever. They like do all the special stuff. Yeah, they have it to where it is that way. So,
and they're in the middle of a swamp.
like, we go there so often at night, I forget about how bad the mosquitoes are here. And it's like if we hang out outside, as soon as the sun starts to go down, I'm like, fuck this. I got 5 bites. I'm in. I'm done.
Yeah, and like when you go to Lowe's, I just made this mistake, and then I knew this already, just blindly forgot about it. Smelled the smell. Said I'm gonna get 2 of them. You know those plants that they get
Citronella.
The citronella.
Yeah.
It's not real citronella. They call it a citronella tree, but the real citronella that blocks mosquitoes. They call them mosquito, repellers. Is actually from like a lemongrass. There's like a certain lemongrass around here that you can get and grow that you can extract the oils from. And that's the citronella that you're getting. You want to look it up on the thing to cross-reference me and make sure I'm not making a fool of myself?
You know what else sucks? Horseflies.
I watched a YouTube video the other day, and I looked it up on YouTube, and I said, "Is this citronella from Lowe's real and Home Depot real?" And it says, "No."
I seen a kid on the internet who bought like a garden hose from anybody, and he did some kind of measuring, and he found like these nasty pesticides and fungicides. I don't know what in it.
Gotcha.
That's kind of freaky.
Well, I think if there's any chemical out there that's being used by a company, it's not good for the environment. That just like that at a base level. I feel like that's
common
just
sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you have anything that's in but there's a trade-off, and I mean, I know what's right and wrong, but then there's a quality of life that everybody.
We got to get Andre.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you have kids and stuff, like I can't let all the yellow jackets in the back there just live right there by the pool and, make all their nests underneath my wood top. But what do?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because you get 15, 20, 30 of them. Like I've been battling them out there for weeks right now.
Oh my God.
They're setting new. I had one thing out there. I had 20 of them in the box. I kept seeing them fly out because I was trying to go get my ladder. And then 5 or 6 of them are coming at you, and I'm allergic to the wasp when they bite me. The yellow jackets, they just will put like a big hole in my skin. They just hurt like real bad for a while. But what do? We're all not like Mick Dodge in the woods,
right?
Like making friends with all these guys. We're all battling them, but we're in their environment too.
I don't get the whole
so there's a balance. But what
bug
do you do?
thing. People that love bugs. At the zoo in Melbourne now, they have when you're walking to the giraffes in this little cave area now, they have hissing cockroaches, and they have these fake ones on the wall, but they are made to look real. Like they paid good money, and I was told they were real, and they make these sounds, and I was so terrified walking by them. I don't understand why that happens with these bugs like that, but it's like, oh my God, people have them as pets. Why? Like, well, I won't think about it. Can we change subject? I won't think about bugs.
Are you going to eat a bug burger when it tastes right?
No.
A fungus burger?
I've swallowed a fly on an accident before. It was not fun.
I swallowed a ladybug.
Oh, man.
I don't know if I kicked it out, but I got it.
You kicked it
I was
out?
a little kid and I had a straw. I was going to blow on it, and I said,
Oh my God.
It's horrible.
Isn't it the worst when you suck something through a straw and like there's something in there and you're like, what the?
Yep.
I have kids, so I go through that a lot. It's normally a mushy pretzel.
So in Florida, you pretty much got to live with bugs, and then you got to live with the sharks, and then you got to live with the gators and the snakes. And somebody was just attacked in the Keys. Keys has got a lot of news right now, but a man was attacked. He was trying to swim his little sailboat kind of deal into a key. Like, he's in shallow water, and American crocodile bit onto him.
What?
And yeah, it's I saw it in the Miami Herald.
Wow.
And then, have you guys seen the fish kill?
No. Let's look it up.
Yeah.
First, the citronella. It is it's actually a geranium. Is the actual what those are at Home Depot. The geranium is unrelated to the true citronella. Not only that, but the scientific name of the plant is not even recognized as a valid name. It's a geranium, and it's a sort of smells like citronella. It even has some of the same aromatic chemicals found in citronella, but it is a different plant.
I've never seen it work.
Does this stuff
and
work?
I have it out back, and it does. I mean, I've had it, and I've always, it's a perception thing, and it kind of have that smell. You kind of like the smell. It's almost like a salesman just sells himself.
Mash it up though and fan it.
I just got it growing out back in a little pot right now. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it.
I mean,
I'm just gonna stay inside.
$2 a piece.
Screen and porch.
I'm gonna stay inside.
And that's where I got it right now.
Air
It's on a
conditioning.
screen and porch in the back, and you'll see.
That's where you go between like June and November in Florida. A lot of times, evening and the morning when the
Man, we've had the best winter. I feel like this time of year, like I've never seen such beautiful weather for this long before.
Have you been spending more time outside?
Yes, of course. Like it's every day, and when I'm out there, I'm like, I cannot believe it still feels like this.
You guys sit out on the back porch, all of you, and the kids play.
Yeah. We have a TV out there now, so Declan will play Wheel of Fortune out there, and then we'll just like I'll run around. Yeah, it's like
that's awesome.
The weather just feels so
Isn't
good.
it cool to have a TV outside when the weather's perfect like that? It's.
I kind of feel guilty because that's like, oh, you're supposed to be enjoying the nature.
T has an awesome back porch area where it's just
with the TV.
It's all screened in. TV sits back there. He's got a piano back there. He can sit there and play music and everything. It's amazing.
You got to in Florida have a screened back porch because what are you doing
every night? That's where we are.
Yeah,
we're sitting out back there watching shows on the TV out back, enjoying the weather because we're not going to be able to for too much longer.
Houses here are so different, like from up north, because like every Florida house like has like a room, something like that, and then it's like you go to want to see my brother in Jersey. I'm like, oh, you guys don't have a back patio? Like, what do you?
Yeah.
Anyways,
and then what was the other thing y'all were bringing up after the citronella?
This guy connected.
You said there was a
fish kill. It's that one, but I can't get the. There's a fish kill. There's a bunch of, I think, like over 20 of those sawfish sharks, the big dogs, and they're big and they're flailing, they're dying since like December maybe. And then there's a whole bunch of other fish doing the swim sideways and upside down spin. Like 27 species are affected. They think it might be some stuff in the water that's naturally occurring, some algae. And
always the algae.
So down in the Florida Keys, that's actually even on the NOAA fisheries website.
It's gnarly.
Multiple witnesses reported a sawfish that appeared to be unhealthy and struggling to swim, beaching itself on the sandbar. Missing its saw.
And it's a dude, the Gulf Coast University, some cat named Mike Parsons was working on it, and they're trying to figure it out, but no one really knows what is causing it.
Interesting. Florida Keys fish kill from the Miami Herald. I'm not subscribing to you. I guess I got to subscribe.
This is like so Florida. We have to nature. Man, I'm not looking forward to it getting hot again. It got in the 80s. It was like 89 the other day. And I was like, what is this? What is this nonsense? We've been riding at 70. You're going to give me 89? Like, I almost forgot what it felt like. And you're walking around outside. It's like, God dang, it's so fucking hot. Because, like, it's crazy how nice the weather's been. And I feel bad. The whole rest of the country is definitely not.
Is part of this like...
Oh, it's snowing at Ryan's today.
In California?
Discussionn. Yeah.
When we're seeing some of these oceanic changes, a lot of it can be a like pretty much attributed to ocean current changing and shifts in currents.
I mean, those are dynamics that affect change, but to put your finger on any of it.
Yeah, I'm not saying the exact cause of why one species is dying by any means at all. But just if you look at it in a big picture way, that, you know, like there's going to be species like I was seeing something. There's like an island in Indonesia or something that has like 3% of the human population lives on it. And it's like this one little place, you know, where like 250 or 350 million people live, you know,
comfortably?
in this one little, who I would think not, but that is like and it's a thing that when ocean currents are rising, it's going to make a major change and shift in, you know.
You mean like sea level rising?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna.
I mean, it's already happening.
It can happen quick. Like,
it
can happen real quick. Those ruins, they find like 70, 80 feet down, like the Black Sea or the Mediterranean. That's a lot of dropping.
Yep. I'm watching a show, Shogun, on Hulu right now.
Yeah.
And it's there's some pirate type of Europeans that have gone over to Japan and they're trying to get things, right? And they're going to go to war pretty much with them. But some of the guys were, you know, ran out of food and passed out, and only a couple survived the boat, and they were captured. And that's the start of this TV series, right? And it's really good. We're like 4 or 5 episodes into it right now. Everybody in our office is talking about this show, and it's really cool and interesting. But the last episode, there was just a scene that talked about this, and the Asian woman said the seas are very treacherous here. They can come out of nowhere and gobble up chunks of land that we never see again, meaning rising sea levels. And this was
or like a tidal wave that wipes
exactly
Doggerland or whatever.
Exactly. And we've seen like those videos that we saw, some of those tsunami, you know, over there in Sri Lanka and, you know, Japan, and that nuclear plate, you know, with the ocean water, and a lot of crazy stuff out there, man. We're watching Chernobyl right now, me and Lori, on HBO. Have y'all watched that?
No.
It is some of the most intense. Like right after Chernobyl, like the leaders there were saying, "Oh, nothing really bad happened. You know, it's just a little burn on a roof."
Oh
it was chunks of graphite on the ground, and they've got like firemen, first responder firemen, with hoses trying to put out a nuclear disaster, a core wide open. So within an hour, their faces are turning red, and they are radiation poisoning, because the initial counters that they had only went up to like a 3-point something, and it's really like a 200 and something, you know, number, like some crazy astronomical number. So it's not, so the professor, oh, it's not that bad. It's not bad, good, but it's not bad kind of thing. And it's terrible. And people are trying to lie because their jobs are at stake, right?
Yeah.
They weren't wanting to evacuate. And that's why so many people, you know, so many bad things happen in Chernobyl, you know?
People pay to take tours there now.
And those miners had to dig underneath, as the meltdown was happening, dig underneath the meltdown, the reactor, to put down this heat exchange that, and the reactor is still burning right now, melting down, but it's just covered with a big metal dome over top of it with a heat exchange underneath.
I had no idea about this.
And that's what blocks it from, you know, the Black Sea, and that it was going to, you know, eventually burn down and get into our ocean water.
You're blowing my mind.
And if you watch that on HBO Max, it'll open your, and it's got some famous actors in it.
I don't know if I can. Intense stuff is hard to watch like that. When
you're seeing like these people that were pretty much lied to at first, and then in these hospitals being taken care of, and the doctors don't have iron pills or the iodine pills to give these people to help them, you know, and doesn't have the when you show up from radiation poisoning, you got a shirt or anything, it's all in that. So when your hands touch it, you getting the same, it's rubbing right off on you. It's insane. It really is insane.
It never affected Homer Simpson, but every time we pass by the ones on 528.
Yeah, right.
Like the Simpsons. I can't believe that show's still on.
All of those shows get it right, man.
Man, Brent put on South Park the other day. Oh, God.
How ridiculous.
I haven't watched one since I was in high school, probably. And I was like, there was some funny shit like that they would say. It holds up. It's like these cartoons really get it. You know what show I started watching? It's awesome. Have you seen Ted on Peacock? Like with the Mark Wahlberg, that movie.
I watched the 2 movies, but I haven't seen his TV show.
It's on Peacock. It's so good because it's like you think Stewie's talking to you, but it's not Stewie because it's Seth MacFarlane being that thing, and it is fucking hilarious. The bear smokes weed, acts like everybody in town knows that he's a magical bear. But he still has the same attitude. But at the end of the episode, it's kind of like Ted Lasso, where you have a good feeling at the end. You're like, how the fuck did they were fucking smoking and but it is a solid show. Better come back next year. It's really good. But it takes place when he was in high school, and when Ted first turned into that, and the awkwardness of him, Ted being his friend. It's actually really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'll watch it. We've been hooked on this Chernobyl, or I have. I've been deep in it, and then this Shogun show that I was talking about, Japan. It's a great. It's on Hulu. Have you seen it?
No, I don't pay for Hulu anymore. So
it is a really cool show.
I have too many apps.
I got way too.
I thought you never would not turn the channel from Apple TV. I thought you were like Apple TV all day for my life.
They went from $45 a month to $54.
$45 a month for Apple.
$64 a month to $84 a month for YouTube TV.
Oh, wait. Well, YouTube TV or Apple? Yeah, because you watch all the Apple shows.
Oh, I still do.
And people really do like them, but you're the only person I know that has been a diehard Apple.
Oh, yeah. Jared and me, Stan, we all are Apple TV all day at work, big time. We talk about it, all the shows. There's the Masters of the Air right now. It's from the directors from The Pacific and Band of Brothers. Do you ever see those war movie series?
I don't do that.
They're I'm in those, man. I love those type of series. Anything like Braveheart, Lord of the anything that's a bunch of people against a bunch of people. I want to see what happens.
I cannot get into those, man. I'm like, oh my God. Fuck,
it's scary. War. It's scary, but it's real. It's real. And to me, I don't want to hide from real. I want to see it. When I first got on the internet, when the internet first became a thing, and I heard that there was a website called rotten.com where you could see terrible things, dead bodies,
What? Are you went and saw this?
The first thing I wanted to see.
It's an upgrade from Faces of Death, right?
Yeah. And my mom and them, I remember, rented that one time.
Oh, my God.
DVD, and kicked us out of the house. And I remember us sneaking out of my window and trying to go to the front window to look in to see a monkey brain eat.
I have no desire, dude.
And all this kind of stuff. And we didn't get to see it, So to me, there's a couple times people that are shield me from everything. And then there are people that are show me it all. Just I don't want to experience it, or I don't want to be in the same room as it. Maybe some do. But, I just want to see it on a TV screen and go, ew. Did you watch the Two Girls, One Cup?
Unfortunately.
See, did you, T?
I was at a party. It was on a TV screen. You can't turn your head.
Everybody saw it.
That was the first time I realized I was like, whoa, porn's weird. Some people are into weird stuff. Because I just saw basic stuff before, Because you're always borrowing a DVD from somebody or whatever. And then the internet comes out and it's like, what the freak are they into?
Isn't gonna like it.
It's no joke, man. It's
yeah, thanks a lot, Tim Kaine. That was awesome.
like I used to send videos to my friends in college, to Jared and Derek and Eric and all them, and they like, because they had a T1 line, so they had fast internet at their college dorm rooms and everything. So I would email them stuff, and this is AOL, back in the AOL days even, and then I would call them and go, hey, check your email, and they'd go open the email and they'd click the link and then go, ew, and I'd be like, yes, see you later, and then we wouldn't even talk. That was our instant messaging.
Well, we have that now with memes, and I don't open memes from Tanya if it's like a link. Like I call her, I'm like, what am I about to open? Because if I see that dude one more time.
Like how many big old black wieners are you gonna like surprisingly see?
Oh my God.
I mean, seriously, like that guy, like and it wasn't even real. It's photoshopped. Like it's actually not like he's not around anymore. And there's a story, I guess, that's out there about him. But like everybody was sending that. Like people, I know stories that I can't say names that got in trouble at large corporations for accidentally forwarding a link to a group of people thinking it was a funny joke, didn't look at it.
Remember Bert Kreischer's story with his wife?
And then all of a sudden, all of these people click on that link, and what is it? And then had to answer for all, you know what I mean? And
oh my God.
It's amazing. I was cry laughing hearing this story. But imagine being the person that just got tricked.
I was that person. Forwarded it? No. But Bert Kreischer. So
we saw him. Story.
He said that he had sent, it was like during COVID, but the schools were closing down for something. So he sent his wife an article that she thought was like about the schools closing and stuff. But really, if she opened it and clicked on it, it would be the guy with the big black penis. And she didn't even open it. She just forwarded it to all the parents in her kids' class. Oh. So they all saw it. And like she had no idea. And like I don't even know if it's real. But that shit was so funny when you picture it, like Bert Kreischer telling
the best one for me was there was this one where it was this tiny little thing on the ground that you had to zoom in as a picture to see. And you couldn't tell until you got it big enough. You're like, ah! You know, and that one there was my favorite.
It's like those stupid videos you watch, and at the end somebody's like, ah! You're like, fuck you.
I remember when, like, this is like, I was at my old boss's house, and their AOL dial-up, right? And he got an email, and he clicked on it to watch this video, and his old crappy computer speakers, were way up. It says, I'm looking at porn, porny, I'm looking at porn over here. And he's like all freaking out, trying to figure out how to turn the volume down and like,
My God. Dude, back in the day, like my youngest brother, Garrett, would always get on the computer and try to hide the porn he was looking at. But like, it was like, when you're a young kid, like you're not hiding shit. And I remember he got this virus on our computer from just like clicking on shit. My parents were so mad. But it's like, sometimes I'd open it up. I'm like, what? Like, it's literally a desktop. Like our family uses this computer. Like, what are you doing? Looking at porn? And like you walk by and you can see what people are looking at. I was like,
how about having a motherfucker read porn at work? And we knew some no name guy would read. He would take an extra browser and he would make it real thin and keep it at the bottom of his screen. And he'd have the scroll where he could scroll and just read a couple lines at a time. And he would do his work.
What's that?
And then he'd be just reading, and he'd have this whole little system set up. I gave him.
Why?
We sent him a video on. I don't know. We sent him on a video.
Like, is he getting off at work? I don't get it.
I just think some people are just about that life, bro. Like some people, I'm like talking about that cryptocurrency. You got some people that are going to talk about this. You got some people who are going to be at Disney and talk about Disney all the time. And you got some.
Yeah, well, this guy's basically watching porn at work.
Porn is the number one like all of technology is advanced and developed through pornography. Like usually the first cameras that did like any high-tech camera started off in pornography.
What is he reading in porn anyways? Is it just like I don't get it. Like,
well, did you ever like read the inside of a Playboy or a Penthouse magazine? They used to have like
they have naked pictures of girls in there.
Well, okay, but see, some people were there for only the naked pictures. Some people like to read the stories.
I used to read that,
like just like romance novels. Like how many women had those paperback your mom did? I guarantee it.
My stepmom for sure.
Paperback romance novels with Fabio on them.
It's like on Friends. The vicar will see you now.
And then you read those lusty words. Burning. Yeah.
Well, okay, so that's what he's reading.
Yeah.
It's so an erotic story of sorts. Okay.
That's why I was saying he's reading.
Okay. I thought reading what they were saying, and it's like, fuck me harder. Like, what?
And then we sent him one time a website that was, we did not think it had a porn aspect to it. We just thought it was a funny video site. It had compilations it was called break.com. And it just had funny videos on it. We've watched it for years. Never seen any nudity on it ever. Send him a link to it. And he goes, did you guys know there's porn on here? And we're like, within 5 minutes, we've been on the site for years. Within 5 minutes, this guy
could have been looking at porn
found the porn on the website. And it's like, how did he do it? Because he's not computer illiterate. So it's like, how did he do this? It was amazing. It was impressive. We were all impressed.
Was it instinct?
One time his wife was coming in to see him at work, and we could see her from his back, and she was coming in the door, and we're like, hey, I don't know what you're doing, but it better not be. And then finally when he came to and saw it, he's like, just put his camera or computer monitor down.
It's insane to me that guys are willing to watch that shit in public places.
And then pulled the plug on his computer and just, the computer's acting up, and just plugged it back in and put his monitor back up.
Do you guys watch porn together?
Happened. No, in high school, we were a cross country team. We used to do these things called.
I can't wait.
We used to do these things called. We were all like carb. Like we would all have
carb load.
Yeah, we'd all have like a spaghetti dinner at one of the runner's house.
Of course.
And you pick a movie from Blockbuster, and everybody would watch a movie, and we'd eat spaghetti, and that would be like the night before a big race.
You went in a side room.
One time, and it was the best. It was so funny. Because the reason I feel like I can tell this story.
Oh my God.
Is because it wasn't any man's idea to do this. It was the girls' team's cross country that said, "Hey, let's go grab some of this," and I was like,
"Yep,
whatever helps you get by."
I think my dad's got something. It was at my house, and then I went and he did.
You used your dad's
VHS, and it was a VHS, and we popped that bad boy in, and we're all sitting. And one of the runners, he was like a sweetheart dude, like a real solid guy. Still, always will be. He walked outside, and he was mad, and we're like, "What's going on?" Like, we go out there, and he's like, "Very, this is disrespectful to women." And I was taught not. And so he sat, but all the women were like, well, just come in here and watch it with us. And like trying to, and we were all just giggling like little school kids. We didn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our first few times, seeing this stuff without.
Can I tell you a story about that? Something kind of like that?
And that's the only time I've ever really watched porn. Any other time, it's always been the solo mission, man. I don't like the group share.
Yeah, that's weird.
I ain't group sharing that situation.
That's why, like, I hated going to parties and people just throw it up. So listen, when I was in high school, I think I was one of my friends that was the same age as me, like 15 or whatever. His friends got mad at him, and we're at his house and found his dad's porn collection. Yeah. But his dad made his own porns, like recorded himself doing things to himself. Oh no! We had a party, and his fucking friend showed it to everybody. It was so horrible. I was literally traumatized because like I'd never seen anything like that. I was like 15, and like it was insane. Yeah. And I couldn't believe it. Like, and his mom found out. Like, it was just
everybody has found their parent shit. Like, that's why you just can't. Like, you can't have.
They cover the internet now on that.
Like kids are gonna snoop. Kids always snoop. If you're not around, they're gonna snoop. I snooped. I found stuff.
Yeah,
like my brother and sister, I never told them anything that I ever saw or found. I'd come back to visit years later, and they'd be like, "Guess what we found?" Or like, "What?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, y'all know what that is?" And like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, because everybody's got something, everybody. Not everybody, but 90% of people probably got something.
Not anymore. Well, I mean,
probably even more because now you can secretly get into monthly dildo clubs, probably on online, and have a monthly box delivered to your house. I mean, there's a monthly hunting box, a monthly
there's a pyramid scheme
candy box,
dildo service.
Yeah, there's everything.
God, girls going. I had a friend who did that. She sold dildos for them, and then you'd have to get more people to buy it. She said one time she was on
a dildo pyramid scheme.
She had to fly to a conference, and cool. They went to run her bag through the thing, and when they opened it up, it was literally just filled with dildos. Oh, she's man. Like, I love it. It's my favorite thing at the airport.
Like I just want a trench coat. You open it up, and it's fucking loaded with them.
Oh my god!
You make some money being a dildsmith.
That's true. If you were like really good with clay, and you're just like your clay pot game wasn't like right, and you could just like make some dicks.
Get all rain.
I think we should take a break.
Yeah, you could be like what is it, Jonah Hill of dick drawing? Change the locks, but you're still not safe. I'm not here to tell you this is a shame. Cut your hair, but you look the same. Here's laughing for the weekend, darling. One more change. Change the lock, but you're still not safe. I'm not here to tell you that this is ever gonna change. 3 whole years and you're not insane. Here's laughing for the weekend, darling. One more change. All I had. Buried in the basement, I won't face this. I can't breathe again. Three whole years and you're not here. I'm not here to tell you that this is not a shame. 'Cause your body is my body, and I'll cry all night if I wanted to. Your body is my body, and I'll ride it all night if I wanted to. All I had. Buried in the basement, I won't face this. I can't breathe again.
Hey, that didn't sound too much like Satisfaction.
Yeah, what's the matter, do you think?
I don't know. It says B flat. I'm just playing what it says.
Play me an A.
This is bad.
Yeah, we sound like shit.
I knew this band idea was gonna suck.
What does suck mean?
We bleed green. We bleed green. We bleed green. We bleed green.
However, they withdrew into their music and rituals.
Let's start by deceiving the non-believing, by retrieving data, splatter, 1,000 into one smatter. Satellites be like linguistic anthropology. We study the roots of men to fill the boots of a man with no apology. Astrology acknowledge me before you was a galaxy. Now you think you're straight just like my galaxy. Reality onslaught with gifts you got, not be kind, detoxic, telepathic, slip knot with drip drops of rain, laced with green stains. Watch it straight from your domains into your brains. And then we shape chip two trees, drop green leaves on your planet. Create another god, give you reason to say damn it. A king on the cross, caught red-handed. We did not slip when the chip was implanted. Did not slip when the chip is implanted. Don't slip when the chip is implanted. Red blood disease fell like rain upon your planet. I swear by every dread in the head that we'd rather be dead. Be dead. To be red, be red, we be green. We be green. We be green. Reassembling our dismembered alliance, remembering defiance, coagulating green with no compliance, reliance on the baboons, not reluctant to strike soon, thirsting to burst out of cocoons, putting emphasis on metamorphosis, by making a specialist, that's how we roll this. Twist to wrist will inflict to reminisce on long and futuristic trips we took for fixed bliss. Mother Earth from birth, buds from mud, may your cups run it over and flood with green blood. We need green. We need green. We need green. We start come on.
By provoking a suspicion in this quest throughout the populace, we will destroy that fragile fabric that holds your society together. Fear is the human weak point. It is the primitive part of your brain. It binds you forever to your animal ancestors.
Finds you guilty of being a redneck, white bread, chicken shit motherfucker. Man, it's all with y'all, cause Babylon must fall. It's Dolly Codes in the kid, come kick me more wicked. Fire mass of water, they can sink the fucking ship. So when I rips them from the train of thought, they grips and brains they bought. And call like kids with false royalty, their loyalty is quite not about the sister. Follow me just like Blister, we're so blame twister. But I should be so happy to be the Mr. Man invented. Can't see how wet my fist get, and then get surprised I get no rise out my biscuit. We know not the red blood end of molesting, instinctual dissecting the infant from the nesting. The first thing I saw off the walk on my grave was they chasing two humans in a fist fight. And I wrote a song about the animals and I wrote a song about the animals and no sight. These fights are infallible, homie, and would only take a complete softly to delete your heartbeat and a heartbeat. Heaven is a baby in a car, see you lost me. The more they bleed green, the harder for them there to off me. The lost me, red, white, blood, blood is the road. I got contact on the other side, I know what I'm doing. We need green. We need green. We need green. We need green. Damn, that shit was dope.
Hello? Yes. Hello. This is the Chinese buffet calling. Yes. Last time you come in, you eat way too much.
Okay.
You're not allowed back anymore.
Okay.
I got your number from credit card info.
Okay.
This is not homeless shelter. This restaurant. You eat all expensive food. You eat all that crab leg.
No, I didn't have any crab legs at the restaurant.
You take so much food and not even eat all. I throw out full plates when I leave your table.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You bad customer, you start talking.
Yeah, 就是他。我叫他永远不要再过来了。
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. You know, come back. You bend.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You've just been pranked by prankdial.com.
Prank dial. Crazy people.
And we are back from an extended break.
We're back.
It's been about an hour. It's been a little bit. Colleen had to leave.
Yep.
She had to get home to the kiddos. So good to see you, Colleen. We love you.
Skip the pie segment though, right?
Yeah. We're I want to talk about this, man. All right.
And Colleen's trying to bring back the brewery kind of pie.
Yeah. So here's the pie story. Let me give you the pie story. Okay. Those are good, aren't they?
What is it?
Those are Apache raspberries.
Very good.
Mysore species raspberry. I think it came from the University of Florida.
All right.
We got it from Lucas Gardens, and they have stickers. You know, and they're like a patch. They'll grow up, and they like a blackberry bush kind of.
Scott's got it on his west wall,
and I got it covered where my bedroom window is.
Yep.
Because no one's gonna climb through. Those things hurt, man. But when they turn that dark purple color, Silas will be out there. Like, he's already scouted it out. He's like, "Hey, those things are looking like they're getting pretty ripe, Dad."
And what did you just chemical my mouth with? What was that?
Oh, that was some more. That's a different variety of Scott sauce. All of my pepper plants produced all the way up until about the end of January. And once I got that done, I kind of chopped them all back, for this next season, and got all the old growth, off of them. And I want to see what happens, because this is the first time I've ever grown peppers for this long and gotten that many out of them. And I've got multiple mason jars full of either dehydrated peppers or fermented peppers. And the fermented, I've been breaking them down, and I made some Scott sauce and put a little funny logo on them, like we've talked about before. And everybody liked it, so I just actually delivered a bunch of bottles to Derek. But I have some experiment ones that I did instead of doing like...
That's what that was.
Yeah, instead of doing like a just honey
Wago
and maybe a little molasses and a little cane sugar and a little brown sugar, I did like a bunch of sorghum or a bunch of molasses or a whole bunch of sorghum and molasses or brown sugar and sorghum.
That was a sorghum?
To give it that spicier, different kind of sugary taste. Like my mother up in Kentucky gets the sorghum. That's where it's kind of real popular. And I got a couple jars. Every time I go up there, if I don't have any, I buy some jars when I'm up there and bring it back. And I just had it sitting in there, and I was thinking of a different way to sweeten other than, I used some of the agave nectar that you guys turned me on to,
Yeah.
And it all works really good, and then I was doing using either distilled white vinegar, or then on some of them I would try doing the distilled apple cider vinegar. Or I even did some of it that was live and fermented as well,
I'm thinking of Easter eggs now that you said vinegar.
Yeah, I mean, and just like, I think it would work great as a base in a crock pot or for like a pork dish or something, or ribs or...
I was going straight to tacos with shredded pork.
Oh, yeah, like a barbacoa kind of thing, but to have like a spicy kick to it.
Or a scrimp taco.
Oh, yeah. Man. But I think the flavor's kind of... You're one of my first couple testers on it.
Yeah.
So I've been keeping it refrigerated and kind of shaking them and kind of just... because it's all fermentation that I've added just the distilled vinegar to pretty much, and some of the sweeteners, to preserve it pretty much, and then some of that how do you pronounce it? Xanthium gum?
Xanthan
Gum.
I think so.
It's like a thickening agent.
Yeah.
And it does a good job. I use one of just throw it in a mixer and just blend like a little ninja chopper and just bottle it right from there and let it bubble and kind of blend in the fridge. But I have some of it I keep out, and it's fine keeping it out too. It'll last a long time.
It does not go bad.
Not that I know. I don't think it would, especially with the ferment like that.
Gonna go sideways, but have you been seeing all the tabibuias?
They're starting to kind of pop.
Yeah. Back.
I haven't noticed. I haven't looked. Yeah. I think Jared might have one. I need to run by his house.
Yeah. So
you saw mine.
Yeah, I took a photo.
Yeah. It's been kind of a warm, a lot of rain. It's really helped out. Hey, I want to get
Let go of the pie. Yeah.
I want to talk to pie because we'll okay, pie.
Yeah.
I think I might be rich.
It's pie day.
I think I might be rich. Possibly rich one day.
All right, lay it out.
Thanks to our boy Ian Poteet, Seasoned Beef Sports Podcast. He also has the Smoke Show barbecue food truck. Him and Jake, and they have one other guy that's a part of it with them. I think I forget the last name, but it's a known name around here. And they have a food truck that is called Smoke Show Barbecue. Ian, we're sitting at work. He was working with us at the trucking company for a little while, and this is when we were in the penny stocks. And me and you were talking about this time. I was in there, and we had all these different penny stocks we were trading, and every day, just we were on Twitter watching, what these pumpers are talking about and trying to see, is this one going to make us rich, And Jared had $100,000 on one of them and lost it all, and because we thought it was the next big thing, and within this process, we got into these Shiba Inus and the cryptocurrency, where you were buying these, sub-penny coins, as many as you could, and waiting for the pump pretty much to happen, or waiting for them to go way up in value, and then sell them. And they all promise the world, utilities and this and that. And now there's documentaries about these cryptocurrencies and these fake coins that get put out there. And in Miami, the dogs are going at it. Loki and Butters have so much fun playing together all the time.
They're the same color.
Yeah, they're same exact. I call Loki Hot Butters.
Okay.
Because she's like the sexy, like hot, Siberian husky dog that's got these pretty blue eyes, and then Butters is looking in the mirror as who's the fairest of them all. So, not you, dude. Little human face. But at first, I didn't know how they were all going to get along, man, but it's just been awesome.
The alpha butter.
Oh, it's amazing.
Pie.
So, Ian, while we're all doing all these different things, goes, hey, dude, we don't got to buy all this crazy stuff to mine a cryptocurrency. There's this Pi app my friend told me about, and this is going to be these guys from Stanford or one of these colleges, are working as a team, and they're building this, and you can mine it from your cell phone, and it doesn't take any resources from you. From your phone battery, while it's mining. And once a day, you just got to hit this mine button, and then like a little ad will come up because they generate a little bit of revenue for the project through ads, And there's millions of people that have this app on their phone, and they hit that button once a day. Okay, it's like that TV show Lost, where the guy just hit the button every day, didn't know why, but he made sure he did because they didn't want to die. This cryptocurrency would mine, and if you invited your friends, it's a pyramid scheme. If you invite your friends and they mine Pi, then you guys mine together. They mine at a rate, you mine at a rate, but then your link together helps you guys mine as a group. So you get a group rate. It's kind of like when you're mining Bitcoin, with these things, these little, the more hard drives or the more video cards or more processing power, the more chunks and bits that you could get. This mine was kind of built as, these computer networks noding together and you can confirm transactions as a group, and you're creating your worldwide web on phones, because what are we all using every day anyway? Your phone. And they have a good idea, actually, and they have like this group where all these different countries are just talking, and you can kind of. I went online into one of our Tom and Dan Facebook groups. There was an investing group that their podcast kind of has some of the little, just the listeners have, and they talk in there about little investments and cryptocurrencies and stocks and you name it, just anything that makes money. And I said, dude, we can mine Pi from our phones. Here's my link. And like a lot of people joined my Pi group. So I ended up like mining more Pi than Jared and everybody else. We got my dad's phone. I got to get his confirmed. But once you get in this network, you can confirm your identity, do the whole 9 yards. And when you mine your Pi, it's verified. And once it goes public, like into Coinbase and some of these trading apparatuses like what we have in our Galactic Grams cryptocurrency wax, it's kind of a part of Ethereum, and it has its own network and all of its utilities. And you have people like Topps Baseball. You have a lot of different games, and I'm trying to think of the Garbage Pail Kids, which is owned by Topps. They have Garbage Pail Kids that you can collect that are, NFTs, right? It's the NFT thing that kind of crashed, and we all remember how rich everybody got selling NFTs. That's all still there, and that infrastructure has all been built. It's just the utility hasn't been fully formed because this money whole thing is trying to get worked out, and inflation and world, things that are. So this Pi, for 4 or 5 years now, we've been slowly mining this Pi, and I've got like almost 5,000 of these coins now. And I think the next highest, I think Jared's got like 2,000 or 3,000. But if our people in our group hasn't verified their accounts, if they've been mining but they never verified their account, then that Pi is sitting in this unverified function. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to kind of pull it up here on the screen if that's cool with you. So I want to kind of show you what I'm talking about.
So where's that go? The unverified.
It's I'm going to show you so you can kind of the visual on it will make a lot of sense. So this little Pi network, as you can see on the screen, I can share this I'll share a link. On my Pi network. I got 4898 Pi right now. Okay. And you see that little 08 thing? That's like my hash rate, my mining rate. And then you have your base rate and your boosters, and rewards that you can get. And this is like the ecosystem. There's a chat function in it where you can kind of talk to your community in English, or a pioneer in English, or an applicant. You want to be a node where you have a computer or a server that verifies transactions like Bitcoin and other, banks, any financial transaction server type of situation. You kind of do it from a laptop or from like any kind of server or anything. And but on your phone you can actually mine this stuff, right? I haven't looked at this in 2 or 3 years, and when we were doing it, we were laughing and joking about it not being real forever, and all of us have pretty much forgot about it. And last week Jared in the office said, hey, the price of Pi is like $35 per coin right now. I said, what? Is it not? It's not even to market on the main trading thing yet, is it? I don't know. Went back and looked at my thing there, and it's up to $73 a share right now.
What's that mean? You get a place on Ballers Bay.
And I have 5,000 shares. And so I was at work and I just panicked, because I'm like, I want to sell everything and make this money. That's a lot of money, and I didn't believe in this. And if that's just sitting there, let's do this, right? Let's pay off a house. Let's do something cool, right? And I started going through the process and everything, and it's not even to where it's being sold. People are selling it on the black market. Like people, you can send to your friends and things Pi through your wallet, and people for like $3 per coin. You can actually right now. So I could sell for $3 a coin in the black market right now, but I'm heavily risking losing it all on some scam because you don't know who you're dealing with on the other end of this transaction. You really don't, unless you know the person. You know what I'm saying? I would be very skeptical. So I'm sitting on this, but I'm watching the price, and it went up to $73 the other day, and it's been up as high as $122, and I think that's fake right now. I think that's like, hype and activity on the coin, because it's on this like coins.com, cryptocoin.com and stuff, where you can watch and see it being traded. But I think it's being traded not in a it's in a test net right now. Well, I have 3,000 of these unverified, and I have 1,100 of them verified. Let me show you this. It's pretty cool. So when I click on that, see, I have unverified 37, and I have 1,100 verified and migrated over to the main net. So in a couple months, today is actually Pi Day, and you have to have a 24-word passphrase. See that on the screen there?
Yep.
Or I have it set up with a Face ID. And there are people like robbing people now with their stealing, they're like drugging them in clubs, and then they're putting them in a car while they're asleep, and they're grabbing their phone and doing, because everything's by face, and they're going into all their bank accounts, and just while they're asleep using their face and just sending out all the money to their other accounts. There's some stories about that.
Wow.
But I've recently got all this 1,100 of these on the main net. So if that's at $73 a share, and this Pi thing that I've been mining for 5 years on my phone comes to fruition, it's going to be awesome.
Money buckets.
And today's Pi Day, 3/14.
Yep.
So we were talking about Pi earlier. Turn into some other stuff. And
oh yeah, Pi from Linda.
Yeah.
Like when they had the layout.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
I also thought of Spock in the old Star Trek confusing the computer by trying to compute it to the last digit.
Dude.
A footnote there.
If this crypto stuff ever gets this, and I mean, you guys got Shiba Inus. You got some Shiba Inus on deck. I got some of these on deck. I got some Shiba Inus, I think. I don't think I have anything left in any of that. I have to check. I have stocks and everything, but I don't have any on the crypto side right now. I used to have the Cardanos. I was real big on Cardano for a long time. But when all that big crash happened, I said, I sold it all just so I can, because I was able to do it all in my taxes correctly and import it all in. And I just said, I'm done until we understand what's happening. I see the utility for it all. I see all the utility for the security and everything, but there's not enough fail safes, to protect people's accounts. You have to have everything That's scary. Like, I have one wallet where I lost, I didn't have my passphrase, the first one I ever created, and I had a lot of cool stuff in that, that could be valuable one day, and it's gone. And it's from buying reputable, items in the NFTs when I was all
it was
jazzed up.
An app that was...
I actually upgraded my phone, and when I got the new phone in, you have to do the sync, and it syncs all the apps from the old phone to the new one. And the authenticator app that has that little passcode, it didn't reboot within that one wallet, but it did everything else. That one wallet it did not work with, and you had to have a recovery passcode, and it's not the 24-word thing, because I have that. My password, I have it, but it doesn't matter. That authenticator gives you this little randomized every 40-second, like a new 6-digit number that randomizes. And without the code that you put into that, it's just called a 2FA number or something. If you don't have that number, you cannot get into that authenticator to authenticate your wallet. I can log into my wallet. I got to log in a password. But unless you can put your second stage of verification into it, and the administrators that run these blockchains don't have a feasible way to recover that for you. So if you lose it, like that's the big issue I feel like in the cryptocurrency world. There's people that have Bitcoin that can't remember their password, but it's their Bitcoin and it's millions of dollars. that have these, so they just rip the hard drives out of these computers because they're old, ancient computers that don't work anymore. But that hard drive has their fucking wallet in there with their Bitcoin that they mined or they collected. And unless they can get that and remember if they lost their password, if you're one of those people, and I've lost many passwords in my days.
I think we have some guts of some computers with some indium tracks on them.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
See, and that's valuable.
We got
that. That's future stuff that you want to, bring back or use for future anything, and you got to make sure you can get to it. I got a reader if you need one.
Cool. I got a mountain of media.
I can pull all that for you.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I have a little tool here. So I had some hard drives that I need to pull stuff from. And it worked perfectly.
That's cool. Perfect.
I'm watching this documentary on Netflix. So I might be rich on pie. I'll know in June or July. I think they might start going to where they start trading. What I think will happen if you lock it up for like 2 or 3 years and promise the network that you've been mining with that, hey, I'm not going to just sell for a quick payday and make it tank and then it turns into an invaluable product. They're setting up ways for you to be able to spend and use your pie and buy items and stuff within the marketplace, to try to create the internal value of it, like the other ones are doing, building like stores and, games and NFTs and ways to make money on them and
the
collectibles.
Web. Yeah,
exactly. And so I'm just going to I locked as much of it up as I could to get the biggest increase of reward, for I think 3 years or something till 2027. So even if when it goes to market, I can unlock it, I think, and then sell it. So if it went to like some 200 or 300, I'd probably take half of it and sell half of it, or 3/4 of it, or 9/10 of it, or all of it. I don't know. I don't know what'll happen if it went crazy. And if I was a millionaire, I think I'd have to sell it. But I don't even know how real that aspiration is. I think it's wishful thinking. I think everybody listening to this is gonna, haha, you ain't gonna win shit. And that's what I feel, really. Ultimately, but we'll see. It's interesting.
It is.
When I start seeing all the pumps, people just talking good about it, but not with any substance and stuff, it scares me. And I haven't seen that yet in here, but
getting all psyched about it, like,
you know what I mean, like I did with that Humble when we did the Humble thing, man. And it's still there. I mean, I believed in what they were trying to do, but nothing ever happened. You know what I mean? Like all my value, I still got 10,000 of their stocks. If that's worth like sub penny now. And it was up to like $7 a share.
But like you said, they're always working on what is Web3.
Yeah, the Web3 platform, and they're still doing it, and it's still a platform that's like Web3 is pretty smart, man. It's like it's the next. They call it, and I don't know if it'll be that because I think a lot of these big corporations like your Apples and your YouTube, and your Googles and everything, they're so big and they have so much money that I think they can influence. I think they're like heavy hitter influencers. I think these microprocessor companies, I think if you invest or pay attention, like think about it when you were a kid and in like 97, 98, 99, these computers are starting to get a little bit better. Windows 95 is starting to go to Windows 98, Windows 2000. These video cards start getting a little bit better, and there's like this little competition, and it was between NVIDIA and ATX or ATI Radeon, ATI, I think it is. And these companies, for the best video card and given the best graphics for gaming and stuff, these guys just start leveling up, faster processors, bigger processors, faster bits, better color, 3D, and these processor engines and these memory chips and high-end gaming and competitive gaming for millions of dollars is happening with these chips. And that's the way that these NVIDIA companies and these early microprocessor companies start. Intel was more, on the motherboards and on, the other parts of a computer. But all these little microprocessor companies now, with being parts of weapons and parts of, they're getting global influence now to where wars are being, planned out, and people are putting their defense budgets and times 100. People that didn't even hardly have defensive budgets are having hundreds of millions of dollars in defense budget right now in the Philippines because of microprocessors. And the ones that are faster and better are more accurate and scarier on what they can do. And when it comes to robotics and drones and, intelligence and, laser guidance and satellites and all this stuff is microprocessors and functioning. And when microprocessors start really getting tuned in with some of this AI and these images that we're making for our episode photos and all this crazy stuff. And, the NFTs is like the very beginning of it. I feel like the very start of all of that,
The connection, the tether.
Yeah. So for me to like play with this Pi or to get in there and learn how to make an NFT or create like a little business underneath it and create like some collectible things, to me, these are like early artifacts of like what it's going to be one day when our kids, are like Facebook is only going to be popular for so much longer. You know what I mean? Like social media and the Instagrams and your TikToks, and people are going to get bored of everything that we're doing. Like right now, MySpace started. Facebook's been lasting for a while. And what do? They changed the whole name of Facebook. They fucking said, fuck Facebook. It's there and it's making us money and it's our chief, but we're doing VR and headsets and meta. We're meta now. You know what I'm saying? We're going to the next stage, to that VR stage where microprocessors are king, and what they can do and all that stuff. So if microprocessors are where it's at, and that's the game. That's the power. Like the company in Taiwan that China wants so bad, they're building a plant in Arizona right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the biggest plant in existence or some kind of crazy thing. What's Tesla doing? Building plants everywhere where they think it's safe. Because there's one in China. And we're still doing a lot of it. Like Amazon, a lot of stuff on Amazon comes from China. And Amazon's huge. Like, when is that going to falter and become a problem?
Yeah. Good question.
Because all that's happening is they're selling sometimes stuff that's, expired, or sometimes it's brand new stuff, or they're competing with very solid brands that can have a storefront in a mall now. Were started on Amazon, but there's, to every one of them, there's 100 of them that were
gobbled up.
Well, that were kind of shady, or subpar products, or
just crap stuff. Take your money.
That's what TikTok sells. Cheap stuff, $3-4 outfits. Women are tearing them up. They're making millions on their sales in their stores and driving people to their store. Amazon's doing their thing. Got this Temu. They spent so much money on the Super Bowl halftime. They had so many commercials at millions a pop. And, they're huge marketplaces. And now these marketplaces and ecosystems have been developed now. And so now they can come up and gobble up market share a lot faster. So there's this global positioning happening, and it's all through this internet shit. And like now when there's these like in the Red Sea, they just cut a fucking internet wire. They're going down to the bottom of the ocean and fuck your wires. Like these tribes and these people, if they don't like what's going on or they want to cause a disruption, they know how to. Whether you believe in what they're doing or not, the fact is they can do that. And people, it's crazy.
Yeah, we live in heated times.
It is. I wish it wasn't.
It's speedy.
Yeah, it is. Everything's so fast, man.
Yeah.
Everything's so fast. feel like I'm behind on everything. Like even talking crypto, there's people that are like, oh, we're so beyond this, and on to like 5 other things. If you go on Discord, there's so many things happening. I don't see how you see those screens when you see all these high tech, hacker type of TV shows and stuff where they're laying, and like when you're in the Batcave and Batman, and they got the 500 screens, and there's a guy laying like in Grandma's Boy, right, building his video game, and there's like a little chair, and he's laying in it, and it's all these screens and
Blade.
Yeah.
Remember that dude?
And just living that life, dude. The Matrix, right? You're just in this internet matrix of just like all this activity and action, and you're stimulated, man. And you're just in there
from the neck up.
And if you're like an Uber nerd that's just in there doing that, and that's your shit, like it's amazing all the things that you're capable of. I mean, that you can do, and that's available to you to take up your time and to interest you. It's insane.
I guess it's a world to get lost in.
I did for a long time. Yeah. I got in there where you're trading, the Juarez stuff, where you're like getting on these IRC channels, and you're communicating with all these IRCs and becoming mods and administrators, and you're typing in this code to give people allowances or permission to talk or share files, and it was very cool. That's how I started gaming, playing these internet, the Counter-Strikes and stuff, and getting new modems, going out to the Central Florida Fairgrounds for every computer show. Me and Aaron would go out there and just buy motherboards and video cards and build computers out of it and stuff, and ruin half of it, trade software with people and shit. Yeah, it was fun.
Wow.
Ready to call it a night?
Yeah.
We had no. We got some surfing stuff to talk.
Oh yeah. It was.
Tell me about this Nathan Florence guy.
So he is a dude from Oahu, lives up on the North Shore with his family, his brothers, and him. They surf together, and I think John, his brother John Florence, is 3-time world champ. He's really good, and I like watching him. I follow his YouTube.
Yeah.
Anyhow, he's got a lot of great footage of, I guess it's what you'd call some kind of historic XL swell in Fiji at Cloudbreak. And just for me, when you see a wave that's like super big, like I think they were calling it 18 to 22, and
wow.
And it's got like a vortex that you can sometimes do the whole deal.
If you fall and you're in that wash, and you're saying a vortex, you're just being gnarly.
Like, usually when you see you see a big wave and it's
so pitted,
roping out, and it's throwing a big barrel, you're like, but can it, is it perfect enough for a human to ride on this wave? As the reef is so perfect that it gives you like a little spot to stand up. Or you can do like that dude, Billy Kemper, just try to drop down under it and do that.
I'm going to watch that real quick.
They're getting exploded. What happens is you get worked.
Let's see this one real quick first. Ooh. And this is right from his YouTube channel.
Cool.
Oh. Dude, that's intense. Is that like footage from a drone?
Yep.
That's a cool perspective, actually.
Yeah.
To be able to see it that way. Wow.
But yeah, give it a look. Check out
Nathan Florence.
Yeah. I think the other one was Surfing Visions. They have some cool footage.
Is that surf competition? Did that happen this past weekend?
It did, and I think this homie from Canaveral, how do you say it? I'm pronouncing it wrong. Starts with a Heddleston.
Okay, Heddleston.
This kid from here won, and I forget.
Okay, that's awesome.
That won, and everybody's in Barbados now. Cannon left Barbados. Their next contest is at
Cool.
Bowls.
Did they all have a cool experience at least?
Yeah, they got lucky because there was consistent waves.
Okay.
And the water was warm.
Nice, yeah.
Randy Nolan, big shout out to him and everybody that ran the deal.
Heck yeah. CCT out there, did he get mad at you?
No, I saw Randy.
Have you gotten any heat off of that prank call yet?
No, we chatted up.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, he was laughing.
When he sees me in the neighborhood or something, he's not going to kick my butt or anything, chase me. I'm not stealing your Wi-Fi, CT, I promise.
No, you got
that was so funny, man. It was so great.
Great.
I love it. I love every bit of that. Heck yeah. So let's call it a night. Colleen, we love you. Thanks for coming. T.
Yes.
Great time as always.
Thank you.
Appreciate all your help and assistance.
Back at you.
Until next week. Let's. You had a couple people in mind, maybe for guests next week one night. More than welcome. I hope to hear from them.
Okay.
Just let me know a night, and we will plan for it.
Cool.
And make it happen.
All right.
That'll be great.
Perfect.
And we're ready.
It's Tom. Yeah.
Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more. Saying you're gonna be alright. Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more. Saying you're gonna be alright.
Dude, that's just killer. Oh, dude, that was awesome.